So what I do every day is help clients turn their ideas into real products. And this means basically sitting down with clients every day, listening to what they're trying to create, what they want to create, what their goals are, and showing them exactly how they can make this into a real tangible product, like a web app or a mobile app, or sometimes even a physical product. A lot of my work is on the kind of conceptual side, where I'm really helping them even figure out what they want to make, and also helping them figure out what features they want or what features they should kill. And most of my time is spent with clients helping them figure out what they want to make. So a user experience designer's job is to be sort of the link between the client and his customers. And so this means that the user experience designer just needs to really understand what the customers are for this client. And that means interviewing them, doing user testing, and really understanding what sort of tasks and goals these customers need to achieve using the client's product. And this, basically the user experience designer builds the foundation for the product, makes sure that all of the goals from the client side and the customer side are being achieved, and also in the simplest way possible. And user experience designer sort of acts as the architect for the product. The visual or graphic designer or user interface designer is focused more on the look and feel of the product. So, for example, what colors are being used here, what fonts are being used, often animations as well, and it's obviously also really important. But there's a real distinction between the two, and clients often get very mixed up between which one to hire. UX designer is the person you want to hire if you want to figure out exactly what your product should be, and to build a foundation for the product that's going to last over months, and also figure out exactly how you should make it. And a visual designer is the person you should hire when you want to make it look great, make it feel great, and have a professional looking product. A company needs UX designer if they have any product or service that's represented digitally, whether it's a website, a web app, or a mobile app, or just something even on a terminal. Not having a UX designer is sort of like building a building without an architect. You need someone to figure out the basic structure, the information architecture of the product before you start just going and building it. So a UX designer is someone who will come in and literally show you the blueprint for your product. I think one of the biggest stories about how user experience can be a huge competitive advantage. Just having an understandable, easy to use, and let's say delightful product through the user experience is always better than a messy, confusing, and horrible experience. So it is a competitive advantage to have a good user experience. And I think that more and more now, clients are actually understanding this, and companies are seeing that user experience is a huge thing. So that's the future of digital products, the future of UX design. I think that's a very open question. There's a lot of answers to it, but just from our perspective, or my perspective here as a user experience designer, over the last few years, there have been more and more access points, meaning more devices that actually connect. This is anything from, in the last, let's say, 3 years, we've seen phones and tablets completely taking over and becoming more and more relevant. But in the next, let's say, 5 to 10 years, you'll start to see an insane amount of new devices connecting. For example, watches, glasses. All of these things seem kind of a little bit nerdy and on the fringes of technology right now, but they're actually kind of coming in, and I would guess that in the next 5 to 10 years, they'd become as normal as having a phone. And I think one of the important, let's say, challenges, the UX challenge here, is to figure out how to give users relevant data when they actually need it. And I think that's going to be also very important. For example, right now, if you have an Android phone, maybe you have Google Now installed in it, and when you're walking along the street, you're outside a restaurant, you pick up the phone, you see the review is already there for the restaurant. But you still have to pick up the phone. So maybe what's coming when you have more and more access points and you have these wearable devices is that you just need to look at your watch, you already see the review, you don't have to touch it, it's already there because it's relevant. I think that's probably I think that's something that's going to be very, very important in the next 5 to 10 years. Just more relevant devices that are connected to you and that actually come with you. Yeah, I can't imagine it not going that way.